Help me welcome our great leader and mentor, Mr. Sumit Bahadur, on the speaker's podium. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Avinash. Welcome to all of you. And that was indeed a very interesting introduction. And for those of you, my friends who don't know me very well, I'll just expound on that a little bit. That I was born and brought up in Delhi. I was a very good student. I was an NTSC scholar. And being good in studies, I set my sights on IIT entrance examination. And when I took that examination, I got a top 100 rank. I stood 88th, and I had a choice of picking up any IIT, any branch. So I picked up computer science branch, and I went to IIT Delhi. I finished my education from there, and after that, I basically decided to go to the US and met my wife Tanya over there. She was a top student also in my same department. We both worked in many big Fortune 50 companies in senior positions. And then I was part of a high tech startup in the US, where I basically was part of a team of 10 people who bootstrapped that company. And when I left that company, it had a successful IPO, and it was having over 2,000 employees and over $1 billion in turnover. So with this introduction, many of you are wondering why the heck did I choose Amway Business and what is in it for me? So let me just dive straight into the presentation. It's going to be a short and quick presentation. So you just have to pay attention. And if there are any questions, you can ask the person who invited you over here. And I'm going to do a small screen sharing here. So just bear with me. Okay. So for most of you, this is a startup opportunity. Why? Because being a part of a tech startup, when I saw this business, I saw this business as an ideal startup opportunity because it had a lot of the same characteristics that are there when we start a new company. And you basically have to bootstrap this business just like you do with a tech startup or any startup. I don't know if this is for you or not. This may or may not be for you, but I would like all the new people to check this out. And as you are checking it out, we are going to check you out also. But the most important thing in this whole conversation is going to be your why. Because I have seen that there are two types of people who are success-minded people. They're looking for always why to do something. And once they figure out the reason why to do something, they look at the how part of how to do it. And after they figure out and understand the how, they focus on what to do. They're action-oriented. But there are certain people, in life who are negative thinkers. They're looking at always the wrong side of things. And then they look at anything new. They first want to know, what do I have to do? Then they try to figure out their energies, how to do it. And in the end, they get to why they cannot do it, and they justify their failures. So don't fall into that trap, okay? There is a very celebrated author. His name is Robert Kiyosaki, and he's like a financial guru. And one of his most successful set of books, he introduced this concept of the cash flow quadrant. And what he did was he basically took the entire world's population and divided them into these four quadrants. On the left-hand side, he said that people are basically either an employee, they have a job, or they're self-employed, sort of like chartered accountants, doctors, lawyers, and these people are always having a one-to-one relationship between the time they spend on their job as well as the money they make. And the challenge with these people is that they have a single source income and they have to work long hours and they keep changing jobs and they keep finding new clients or things like that to be able to make money. A doctors will always look at finding more and more patients. A lawyer will think about getting more clients. A chartered accountant wants to see more files, things like that. On the other hand, these are the people who are basically working with systems. Let's talk about a business owner. A business owner is somebody who's typically spent decades and he has spent maybe 10, 20, even hundreds of crores of rupees to set up a company where they typically have a couple of hundred employees. He has spent all this time to put together a company where his ideas can be translated into products and services where he makes money. And the system that he puts together in his company after a lot of hard work and a lot of investment basically can work with or without him. And people who typically build large businesses like this usually end up selling their companies either to someone else for profit, or they pass their company to their next generation, their children. But the children usually don't do as well as their parents. That's what's been seen. Now, when the people come into the investor quadrant, what they do is that they own large, long-term investments, which basically give them dividends. You could hold a lot of blue chip stocks. You could hold interest in several companies. You could be an angel investor. And what happens is that these assets basically give you what I call a residual income, an income which basically outlasts you, or it can work with or without you. When I saw this business, the Amway business, I was already working in this side, but I saw this business as a chance to actually build long-term assets for myself. I saw the network was an asset, and I thought that the network that I built is an asset. And because of that, I built this business because I wanted to own an asset which can generate residual income for myself. Now, if we talk about the latest trends right now, what are the latest trends? The latest trends right now are that, India is a young country. Almost half of our middle class is under 35. The young generation has a lot of aspiration. They're very aspirational. The latest World Economic Forum talked about the fact that the young generation's income is not rising as fast as their aspirations. In fact, in India, in the last 2 to 3 years, the average income of an under 35 professional has only risen by about 19%, 19%. And most of them stay with their parents or stay in rented places. Why? Because they can't afford to buy a house because the real estate prices have increased a lot more than that. So most of them actually, they go ahead and want to become an entrepreneur. Why? Because they feel that being an entrepreneur, that's the only way they can actually get control over their income, and they can make more money according to their aspirations. Now let's talk about the best possible growth right now. The best possible growth right now that a lot of young people see is basically in the e-commerce sector, where there is a whole set of problems in India which need a solution. The government itself is basically promoting this idea of startups because they want the young people to become entrepreneurs, because there are not enough jobs for the young people right now. Over the next decade, more than 400 crore young new people are going to be entering the job market. Obviously, there is not going to be enough jobs for them. So most of the young people right now are wanting to do something in the e-commerce, stratosphere, and they want to do something in this area. But when we look at all the problems and their solution, we see that the biggest market right now in India is the FMCG market, because India is a growing economy and there are a lot of people who have disposable income that they want to set in lifestyle products. And amongst the FMCG market, the biggest potential we see is basically in the health and wellness sector. Why? Because according to the government of India, the health and wellness sector is basically going to be seeing a turnover of about 2 lakh crores by 2025. Why? Because there's going to be a lot of lifestyle diseases. There's going to be a lot of market for products which make you look and feel younger than your age. Now, typically, how do manufacturers and consumers get together? Let's look at that. On the left-hand side, you have manufacturers. They typically manufacture products for about 30 to 50% of the cost. And then they have a whole distribution channel where they have CNF agents, they have distributors, they have retailers, and they have advertising. And this basically eats up about 30 to 50% of the entire cost. And ultimately, finally, the product comes to a consumer. And when the consumer takes the product, what does the consumer do? If he likes the products, they refer it to their friends, they talk about it. And in India, what we have seen is that the Indian consumer loves to talk about things they like. We are always referring things like a good doctor. We are always referring things like a good tutor for our child. We are always referring things like a good movie, a good song, a good deal, anything and everything. So ultimately, manufacturers realize that the consumer is actually the king. But in this traditional distribution channel, what happens is that the consumer is basically left with very little benefits except substandard quality and no money back guarantee. So I'm going to be dealing and talking about a company where they pioneered this idea that, look, since the consumer is the king, why not go ahead and make the consumer as a whole focal point and partner with them and let them use the products. Let them go ahead and refer the products to their customers and friends, and let them become a distributor for the product and give them a chance to be a proud business owner who can actually go ahead and make that product sell in the marketplace. And this company that I'm talking about, which pioneered this idea, was basically the world's first direct selling company known as Amway. Now, I don't know what's your exposure to Amway and what you know about Amway, but the Amway I'm talking about is basically an Amway which was started in 1959. And they are in more than 108 countries and territories, and they have a track record of never leaving a market that they have entered. They have done over 64,000 plus crores of turnover. And this company has several top-notch celebrity endorsements from Sandra Bullock and Jennifer Lopez. In the sports world, they have the fastest man on the earth, and they have several football clubs, prestigious football clubs like AC Milan, which have used Nutrilite for their nutritional needs. They host the Miss USA pageant. They have had several past presidents as their keynote speakers in their conventions. Amway is basically the only company, direct selling company, which is in the top 50 Forbes privately held companies list. They have a lot of products along with, but most importantly, what they have in India is basically that they have it's the only company which has a manufacturing plant built in India, and they built a manufacturing plant in Nilakottai, which is a gold LEED certified manufacturing plant. I love their product range. My favorite is the health and wellness range of Nutrilite. They also curated a special range for India, which is basically based on our Ayurvedic wisdom, where we have a lot of herbs. They also have several sports nutrition products like Excess Energy and Excess Sport Nutrition products. They have the largest selling, most prestigious brand of skincare cosmetics called Artistry, which has been certified by Euromonitor as the world's largest selling brand of skincare and cosmetics. They have Nutrilite, which has been basically for the past decade, it's been certified by Euromonitor as the largest selling brand of vitamins, minerals, and dietary supplements in the world. And all of them are grown on their own certified organic farms. And what I like the best is that when you use these products, if you're not satisfied with these products, that's it. Within 30 days, you can use up to 30% of the product and return it back, and you get the full money back. That makes me feel very safe. So what is this an opportunity? Basically, the person who's invited you here, they will even show you a demonstration, to show you, how we have the price points and everything. And you basically have a chance to use the exclusive world-class patented products here. You can recommend and retail the products, and there's actually a business opportunity here to expand a business and grow your own business within India and outside India. How is that possible? Let me show you. All of us are already using the products on the left-hand side. I'm not going to name these products, but you recognize these products. All we do is basically, when we start the business, we are switching our brands from the left-hand side to the right-hand side. And for doing that, we have multiple benefits. We get a free registration, we get loyalty points. More points mean more money. We have 100% satisfaction guarantee. We get trade discounts, and we earn bonuses. all by getting this little card, for which you can get for free. At the same time, when you recommend and retail the products, you can actually build your own list of customers. We all love to share the products. As I said, we're always sharing and recommending things. When you go ahead and share the products, you make clients. And when you make clients, they get registered, they get their own little card, they shop, they get their loyalty points. They get loyalty points, it adds to your kitty. It's really fun and it's really, really easy. Now, I was talking about the business opportunity. What is the business opportunity here? Friends, all of us are building a network. All of us are referring products to people who we know. All of us are consuming products. And at the same time, there is a way that we can actually add business builders in our network besides just the clients, and we can actually grow our turnover. Our turnover grows when we use the products, our turnover goes when our customers use the product, and our turnover grows when we add business builders to our network, people who want to do the same thing that we are doing. So Amway has a very graded step-by-step plan where as you go your turnover, and on the left-hand side, we have a turnover with tax, here without tax. There is a corresponding point volume, and these are the bonuses that you make. We call them performance bonuses. And roughly for each percentage level, whatever bonuses you earn on a month-to-month basis, you make profit, you make money. And this is basically the amount that Amway distributes in your network. Now, how is this done? What are the benefits? Let me just go ahead and talk about it. And the best part that I want to mention over here is that Amway has, in the recent times, made this sales and business plan even better by adding something what we call the Core Plus rewards, where they go ahead and reward your business for consistency. They reward your business by giving you more money, and they give you money which is much sooner than earlier. So earlier, whatever money we were getting in our Amway business, there's almost 50% increment now, almost up to 40 to 50% increment now for the same amount of business that we used to do earlier. That is why I say this is Amway 2.0 now. Let me give you a very small example. Let's say there is a family, and this family goes ahead and gets registered, and they start consuming their products, their shampoos, their shaving creams, their household products. They have some products that the ladies use for their skincare. Every day they put the products, every day they remove the products. At the same time, they have on their dining table a few nutritional products, and they do a turnover of about 10,000 rupees. Plus, if they have somebody in their friends and family circle who wants to get the products and they get them registered as a client, their turnover also adds to this 10,000 rupees. So if I make an assumption that a family which is happy and satisfied with the Amway products and are comfortable recommending to their friends, if they're able to do a turnover of about 10,000 rupees, then what happens is that as per Amway's graded step-by-step performance plan, you qualify for what we call a retail margin. You have done something what we call 100 points, you qualify for a retail margin, you qualify for trade discounts, and you qualify for something that we call CSI. All these incomes, they are basically small percentages, but rather than go into calculation, I will just tell you that you can make up to 1,875 rupees just by consuming 10,000 rupees of products or maybe selling a few products. That is almost like 22,000 rupees yearly income. And what have you done? Nothing, you just changed your brand. Now, some of you might tell me that, Sumit, I am not interested in this for just 1,800 rupees. But look, a journey of 1,000 steps starts with the first single step. This is just a very small income. It's like pocket change for you, but it's still profit. How many businesses out there can you find out which make profit the very first month? Not many. Now, if one family is satisfied and they refer 10 families and the 10 families do the same thing that you do, then what happens? It can be more than 10 families, it can be less than 10 families. Let's say if they all do an average of 10,000 rupees of turnover, then 10 families together is making a turnover of 1 lakh rupees. Based on this 1 lakh rupees, now you basically fall in the performance bracket of 6%. And in this 6% performance bracket, what happens is that your personal income is somewhere about 6,675. Amway goes ahead and pays 10 families also what you were making before, 1,800 and something rupees. And ultimately, at this 6% level, your yearly income is somewhere about 80,000 rupees. You also qualify for something that we call trade discount, CSI, retail margin, and you get the 6% commission. Now, what happens is this, that with 10 families, when you make about, let's say 5 to 6,000 rupees, if these 10 families are satisfied, they go ahead and refer 10 more families. And when you have 100 families giving you a turnover of about 10 lakh rupees, basically at that level, you qualify for the more maximum performance bonus of 21%. You make a retail margin profit, you make trade discount, you make commission, plus you also make something what we call core plus income, which is BFI and BBI. Your total income comes somewhere about 1,65,000 rupees. And your yearly income is almost 19 lakh rupees. Friends, this level of 21%, it's possible to reach this level in about a year's time. And at this level, I'm showing you an income of about 1,65,000 rupees as an ideal case, but usually people earn somewhere about 70, 80,000 rupees to about 1.5 lakh rupees, which is not a bad income. When you reach the 21% level, you qualify as a silver. When you maintain it for 3 months, you're called a gold producer. When you maintain it for 6 months, you call a platinum. And when you do it 12 out of 12 months, you call a founder platinum. You get all these exotic trips. And it takes you on several trips all over the world. They treat you first class. They give you these vacations, all expenses paid. And all these vacations are something that we have been doing in the past few years, and there'll be more vacations to come in the future. Now, this is just an all expense paid trip, just as a thank you for creating the business. The profit that you make is separate, but this is in addition to whatever I was talking about. Now, the point that I want to make here is this, that look, there are a lot of companies out there which claim to be like Amway, but there is only one direct selling company globally, which has been number one for such a long time. In fact, the gap between Amway and the next direct selling company is so big that usually we don't even talk about the number two. And there are already thousands and thousands of companies which try to be like Amway. But the thing I like the best about the company is that they have a good track record. They're very good paymasters. So far, in the entire existence, they have paid almost 4.3 lakh crores of money to the people who've been their business owners. And in India, since the last 22 years, they have paid almost 6,500 crores in the last 22 years to the people in India who are doing business with them. If the 6,500 crores was paid to people in India, you think that some people must have made good money? Definitely. Now, when you start this business, you're being supported by lots of people. First of all, you're going to have a system, an education system called BRIT Worldwide. This education system is basically a consortium of independent, self-made entrepreneurs who have done extremely well in India. And all of us, we come together and we put together what to teach, what to do, how to do, with a support system of organized meetings, literature, audio and visual and video tools, which you basically lay out so that people can actually get support on how to build a business. We call it a BWW education system. On top of that, of course, we have Amway as the mothership, which is taking care of all the logistics, all the supply chain, getting the products, making sure that all government regulations, everything is checked up. And then you have a support team of people who are actually going to financially handhold you and build the business and help you build the business. They have a vested financial interest in your business. This support team is basically going to provide you mentorship. My wife and I, we have been blessed with a strong team of entrepreneurs where we have several success stories in our team. We have our good friends Pankaj and Amita, who were basically from the film background. We have Vijay Prakash and Madhvi, who are small-time entrepreneurs dabbling in theater and things like that. We have our good friends Mahesh and Karan Dubey, who was from a blue-collar work background, and then we have our good friends Amrish and Monica, who were young tech computer graduates working in a company, and they also basically are diamonds. And we together, all of us, we basically provide mentorship to all the young people in our team who want to go ahead and build this business, and they're looking for what to do and how to do. My vision for this industry is very simple. In 1998, we started this business with just 6 products and 100 crores of turnover. 2020, we have almost 150 products in our kitty, and we are doing a turnover of approximately 2,000 crores. But in the next 10 years, once all of Amway's products, which are there globally worldwide in their kitty, all those 400 plus product comes to India, along with the tie-ups that Amway does with so many other branded companies, I think that from 2,000 crores, we are going to see 20,000 crores jump, definitely. And that is something that even KPMG and lots of other industry organizations have also predicted. They predict that by 2025, or even let's say by 2030, the direct selling industry in India could be somewhere about 64,000 or 65,000 crores. And they are, for Amway India, we're expecting that the next 5 years, we're going to be growing to 6,000 crores. So I see a very bright future ahead of us. But everything basically starts from the dreams. What are the dreams that fuel this business, What is the bucket list of things that all of you want to do? I'm sure all of you have a bucket list of things to do that you want to tick mark, the places to travel, things to do. Maybe it is taking care of your family, your mom and dad in your retirement. Maybe it's about leaving a legacy for your kids. Maybe it's about taking care of your health. Maybe it's about improving your finances. Whatever it is, it's all about the purpose, why you build this business, why you want to build this business, which basically brings me back. But why? Why would you want to do this thing? Why would you want to build the business? What is your reason? What is your purpose? See, we can teach the how and we can show you what to do. But this why is the most important thing that all of you have to figure here. Because I can challenge you that this is going to be the most important thing. And in the end, look, we are going to be investing time. We are going to be going ahead and helping you. Before we shake hands with you, we really want to know how much of time are you willing to invest? Because when we go ahead and help somebody get started, we are investing our time. We are investing our knowledge. So all of you here have to understand that this business will work only if you work this business. So from the new people who are taking a look at this business for the first time, we expect at least 10 to 15 hours of commitment per week, not per day, per week. We are also going to help them to co-create the brand loyalty by using these products and these brands, because this business will not work unless and until people are not loyal to the brands. We have had a very good track record of getting loyal customers by systematic retailing, and we'll teach you how. But before co-creating brand loyalty with customers, we expect you to be loyal to your brand. So in the beginning, we really expect that all of you will take time to understand the value of these products and start using them and change your brand and making sure that you go ahead and patronize these products. Making sure that, we teach you systematic retailing and you learn by, creating, and you learn this and help and do some, and make some clients, and we'll teach you how to do. But also we will teach you how to build a network or team of direct sellers and business builders. For this, we would like you to introduce some of your friends, some of your colleagues, some of your associates to us, because we are professionals. We know what to do and how to do it. So you have to basically trust us enough to introduce us and learn how to make a list, learn how to make an invite, and we'll be teaching you all these things. And above all, be willing to associate and learn, because we cannot teach you anything here unless and until you are not willing to learn it and you are not willing to associate. This business is basically working only and only when people show initiative by themselves. It's a very, very voluntary network of business owners and entrepreneurs coming together. There is no metrics management here. So I would like to thank you and congratulate you for the new people that you've taken the time to get to know about our business. We think the world of it. And I would like you to go ahead and get together with the person who's invited you here and understand what this business can do for you. And it was nice talking to all of you, and back to the host now. And build the business. So